What it do? It's your boy ArD Tone, and I am back with another reaction. Today we got Asura versus Kratos. And of course, my money is on Kratos. Like, I've played Asura's Wrath, but that was like way back in like the 360 days. I ain't gonna lie. From what I remember, I don't think he really would stand a chance against Kratos. Like, even though he's fought in like big creatures, but I don't think like we talking about God of War over here. Like, Kratos finna really just grab his Asura one butt cheek, the other butt cheek, just rip his ass in half. So this one should be interesting. So shit, let's get right into it. Like that ass, I don't see Asura. I don't see him winning. I don't like, but it's that.
Kratos versus Asura.
The ghost of Sparta versus the wrathful destructor.
No.
Because sometimes you just want to punch
Man, fuck the man. Fuck this shot. Okay, like I was saying, I don't see Asura like really winning this. I don't know. It is Death Battle. They usually just pull shit right out of their ass. I promise you. Go watch that Giorno versus Joker. Pull it right out there. It's terrible. But yeah, I don't see him. I just don't see him winning.
a god in the face. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
And if they going like just straight, like right now, Kratos, oh, this is a wash. Like, you finna wash him.
In the beginning, the primordials waged war across existence, a series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now that's what I call a big bang.
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus's strikes, the stars were spawned, and so forth. Thus, the world itself was born from violence.
Starting the whole messy cycle, Uranus was overthrown by his Titan son, Kronos, who was overthrown by his Olympian son, Zeus, who battled his own son, Kratos.
As a classic bastard
that's
child
that
of
man.
Zeus, Kratos was left among Spartan
he's
mortals,
7
far exceeding
fucking 8.
all among him. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours. A deal was made, and Kratos was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares
I remember
had
playing this
a
shit on
scheme.
PSP.
While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family, permanently marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was, forevermore, the ghost of Sparta.
So he was kinda understandably really pissed off. Time for a new god of war. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new god of war took out his rage on all of them.
I'm gonna say this. I think the original God of Wars are better than the current. To me, I feel like they kind of strayed off the path of what Kratos is really about. I don't know. That's me personally. I haven't played any of the new shit, but like the original, this man was on like a mission. He was on it like just 10. Everybody, I remember like, I don't know what game that was when he ripped that one dude head off. That shit was crazy.
And got some new gear out of it too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the claws of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Neither Perseus or Hercules were a match for Kratos.
Look at that, beating his
nor
fucking
was
brains in.
Helios,
What the-
the sun god capable of moving
Boy, he ripped this I remember that sequence. He ripped this fucking head off.
stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence?
Causing
What?
shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light. A frankly incomprehensible incomprehensible feat,
Then there's Daddy Zeus.
who proved a serious challenge until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can make tornadoes.
What God of War was
lightning,
that?
Force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of
Damn.
you. It siphons godly energy and can pull enough to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable. Non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife.
That's what I'm saying. How the
Buddy.
fuck he...
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape
Nigga
his
jump
past
multiverses.
mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task he ever undertook, especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again! But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time, and Faye left the tools he'd need to keep the boy safe, including the Leviathan axe.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan axe was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes
Boy, you
Mjolnir
can't
was as
be no
cool as
damn
this axe.
Thor.
It's imbued with ice magic and a poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Asir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos'
shit,
Spartan
bless you.
rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself.
I feel like they
Seems
nerfed
like the opposite
Kratos,
of
man.
what should happen.
That boy used to be
Not
a
all
brute.
anger
He
is
got
problematic, and
emotions
Kratos wields plenty.
and feelings. Like, man, come on. That's not the Kratos I know. So you better rip his ass in half.
Of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down time.
Damn, he can do
Naturally,
that?
he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder, Thor,
Boy,
who
Thor.
was powerful enough to fight the fire
Smack the
giant
dog shit
Surtur
out
and
of
the
him.
world serpent Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Well, not exactly. Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the World Tree, which is like a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything comes back to the tree.
So it's kind of like Kratos lives in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos used old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy is a man and also a bear.
Kratos made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past, not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender. A god
I guess that's character
of hope.
development. I still like the old Kratos. Ripping niggas in half. Beating up giants. Fucking bad bitches. Man, just overall, that was my boy. I don't know what happened to him. I guess this is what happened with fatherhood. Don't have
This
kids.
battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
With
Oh,
Robin Hood
shit.
Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3
No, thank you. I didn't know they used to put them in between each. No,
gold membership is offered by Robin Hood Gold LLC.
they're trying to take your money.
Long ago, a demigod fell from the heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000 years.
Damn, look at the graphics. That's 360 like a motherfucker.
1,000 years, he's free to punch everything dumb enough to get in his way. He was the demigod of wrath, Asura.
Alongside 7 other demigod generals, Asura served as defender of humanity against the impure Goma, dark spirit monsters infesting the world.
And the demigods battled the Goma by wielding a mystic energy formed from human prayer, mantra.
By advancing technology with mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping into his wrath, Asura can take many forms for battle, like the six-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's will and the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not yet. Of course, since he's literally powered by wrath, no enemy of Asura's would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First off, Asura is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a
Damn,
daughter.
he filled with emotion
Mithra,
too.
And Mithra has the unique power to supercharge mantra energy.
which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra, literally wiring her up to a super weapon, the Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously, Asura wasn't gonna go along with that. So Deus framed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him. What a dick.
But true to
Yeah.
his nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his body
Hey.
remains and can
That's badass. Too angry to die. Man, that's just let you know, like, that lets you know he's finna come back for his right back in blood.
possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that,
Ugh.
with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah,
I
they're
love a
calling
good revenge
themselves
story. I
gods
love it.
now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So Asura got really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity, Wizen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger? Look at
Caught that
this.
motherfucking finger.
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be manipulated by the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra to fly, harden his fists to break steel, fire explosive energy blasts.
And headbutt you so hard you wish you could die even faster. The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his kid, like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
And then the gods killed that girl too, along with her
Damn.
whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously, guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high even he couldn't contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face in. It's okay though, his brother-in-law punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms. His mantra form, finally,
Yeah, he
a
giving out
power
the hands.
capable of killing Vlitra in a big
Well, I
planet-busting
really
blast.
don't
Deus
remember this
was-
game like that. You know, it's been like, man, he had a 360 in over like 10 years. Like, man,
Was defeated, and Gaia
think they gonna make a
was
remake of
saved.
this?
Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of Mantra and the entire universe.
And everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and
Oh, yeah,
tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it.
Get
That
hands,
thing
even more
literally
hands.
holds a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the Mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny, when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet. Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated whole stars.
Chakravartin was understandably impressed and offered Asura a chance to take his place. Asura smiled at the offer and extended his arm.
Right into
punch
Chakra's
the dog, dude.
face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds. Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his plans in a cosmic explosion.
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of Mantra itself. Those who depended on it could not survive, including Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything, all because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind.
His story was great. I'm gonna say that. I didn't know that much as well. I'm gonna say, on paper, Asura sounds good, but he ain't beating Kratos. I'm not gonna lie. It's just more so just punch. It's so basic. It's so basic. Just so basic. Just anger, but I don't know, man. Kratos about to rip his ass in half.
This battle is sponsored by Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of bucks in award winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to
Under on everything. Under. I just go under. Do basketball under everything.
Then they wouldn't be in the big game.
Oh yeah, good point. I'm in.
Download the app today and use code DEATH to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup.
Yep, if you download the app and
Would.
use code DEATH, you'll get $50 after your first $5 lineup.
Prize Picks, run your game.
20 leg under.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a
Kratos and
death
them.
battle!
Kratos and Fortnite. Of course he did.
It's true then.
Oh, I thought he
The
killed.
god of war is on Gaia. But not for long. You do not want this fight. Run!
Yeah, so he got on there with him. I ain't like Kratos eating these, man. This is come on, bro. Like dead ass power up like crazy. This we still Kratos just always got like a base, or all he really do is use just weapons.
You let your wrath consume you.
Damn, not him getting up
I have
and not
been down that road before.
damn.
Shut up! Very well.
Bro, Kratos seems so unscathed, like unworried. He ain't worried about like what the fuck. This nigga just went through every single transformation in the book and still ain't doing shit to him.
Titan.
Yeah, man, I swear to God, he fight these on a regular.
But you deserve a worthy end. You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Wow, it's over already. Yeah, unscathed, unbothered, just straight ass whooping. Oh man, okay, I'm trying to say. Basically, what Kratos, this fight for Kratos is just a normal Tuesday. He fight Titans for a living. He anything bigger than him, he fight it for it's an everyday thing for him. Like I said, I knew this shit was it was so one sided. I'm like, wow. I at least thought it was gonna be some type of fight. That dude went from he had 6 different transformations. This boy Kratos is in base form. Didn't even mess his beard up. Let's see what they finna pull out their
I
ass
guess
with.
Asura's wrath really is gone. But are we sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
Asura had some amazing displays of apocalyptic destruction, but the full scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power
Experience, you gonna go
sheds a surprising
experience,
light.
man.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and
capping.
Kratos fought and killed
They
Helios,
still
the
go off the
sun
game.
god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura lived
I get that
across
shit experience.
centuries,
If you
obviously
talking
a lot
experience.
longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily
Oh,
takes
damn, for real?
experience.
What the fuck?
But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like Mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed. Versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could, Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic
Well,
golden
but Kratos
god.
can go to
By
his
measuring
world
the
and tear
dimensions of
everything up and
Chakravartin's
down.
body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering
Man, we get it. He's
supergiant
strong.
doesn't sound
Come
too
on.
different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical
They
comparison
said,
of
boy, that's just a
Chakravartin,
normal
Ragnarok, and
Tuesday for Kratos. You whoop your ass.
Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey, Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath too, We'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Asuras, the sun rises. The god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner is
Yeah, no-brainer.
Kratos.
But what if?
Bro, they stopped these multiverse ass shit, boy. It wouldn't happen. I sending that boy to the out. Oh my god. They trying to make everybody happy. Stop trying to appease everybody. It's over.
And that concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
What's next? Oh shit. Ooh, Spawn finna tear his ass up.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn? Boy, that's my nigga Spawn. Come on. It's Black History, what? Spawn finna tear his ass up. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, that was a good one. That was Death Battle. Kratos, Asura. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff. You guys have a great day.